Whitney Hort. Welcome to my home.
Good afternoon and welcome to another in our series of interviews with Port Stanley famous people on our Heritage Port Stanley interviews. And today we have Whitney Hort with us.
We do.
So Whitney, let's just start. Maybe tell us what are your earliest memories of Port Stanley?
Well, I was born the 5th of July and apparently I was here by the 10th, according to my mother, who was not enamored. There were no washers, no dryers, and a clothesline and a brand new baby.
And were you the first baby in
I
that
was.
family? Yeah.
And so I love Port from the get-go. It's always been my hidey hole. Even when I lived in Toronto and other places, this was where I'd come to get grounded.
Whereabouts in Port were you raised first?
On Mitchell Heights.
Okay.
We were the third and the left at the top of Mitchell Heights. I never had any idea what my address was until I was probably in my 20s. And then you heard it was 484 George. But other than that, you were just the third and the left. So.
But was the street not named at that point?
Yeah, it was, but you didn't use it
You
because
didn't
there
use
were.
Yeah.
We were cottagers, and it was just a street name was not important.
And there wouldn't have been as many houses up
No.
there at that time.
No, not when I was young. There were none.
Mm.
Like there were three cottages. Shaw's over there. Was Priddle, Mrs. Priddle, and then the Battleados were back on the corner, and that was about it. And we went to the beach from our place through the backyards and over through Dick's house, and he was the celiac baby, so we called it the goat path because he had to only have goat's milk. So we went down the goat path to go to the beach.
Because his family had goats?
Well, they had to because he
Yeah,
had
okay,
celiac.
so
He
they
was
had
a
to have their
celiac.
own
They
milk.
had to have goats for him
Oh, wow.
to have milk.
So the goats were outside their
Goats were
cottage or their
outside.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the goat path.
And when you say the beach, you're in Mitchell Heights, so you
Yes.
would have been going to Erie Rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just sort of went down that way and then through past where Marty Weir lived, or Sullivan at that point, and then down to the beach. So,
And were there other kids
Yeah, we
similar
all-
your age? Yeah.
oh yeah, well, there'd be a bunch of us go down.
So you were a cottage family. Were you coming from London?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we were. It was, well, my grandmother bought it from Mrs. Mitchell, which always struck me funny. These women in business at that point, I thought, boy, they were brave. 1923. And ours was the first one that went up.
First cottage there.
Yep, up there. There was the Mitchell house. And then other than that, it was just cottages.
And you're kind of across from the Mitchell house, so
Well,
along a
kitty
bit.
corner.
Kitty corner.
We
yeah.
had, the Salvation Army had been where Sam Graham, do you know of Sam Graham?
I don't.
Okay, well,
But tell us.
the old
Yeah, tell
people
us.
might.
Yeah.
Sam was an old bachelor, and he lived with his dad, and he lived sort of a wild life, but a good life, and he was a good neighbor. So he built a house so his dad could be safe, and he could watch his dad. And then he built a big garden, and there'd be parties there all the time. And then he decided his dad was getting too old for the parties, so he built an apartment. Hi, sweetie. He built an apartment for his party house. And then that was there were empty lots from there over to Mitchell's house. And then Zimmerman's moved, they brought an old house up on a flatbed truck one day. I said, Nana, look at this, here comes a house on a truck.
So which house is that? The one that came up on a flatbed truck?
I think Dave owns it now.
Okay.
Yeah, the yellow one.
Okay. Well,
That came up on a flatbed truck.
Wow.
And they just parked it there. That was the son, Mitchell's son.
So that cottage they just pushed it right off of a truck on
Yeah.
the foundation? Is
No
that
foundation,
just onto the dirt?
just there.
Okay.
And they had straw bales that went around it in the winter to keep it warm.
Okay.
And the straw bales went up to it didn't have a front porch. So the straw bales just sort of went up to under the windows.
Did you ever hear where that house came from?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd
Just
be interesting.
appeared.
I never thought of that.
Yeah. So you remember it coming though?
I can remember it being dropped off. Yeah.
Roughly what year might that have been, do you think?
That might have been 8 or 9 or
Yeah.
less.
That's a steep climb getting up there. So
Oh.
to haul haul a whole house up there,
Yeah.
it must.
Well, it
have-
wasn't
must-
exactly large.
well,
It was a pretty small cottage when it started.
Probably Floyd Gillard, because he did a lot of.
Well, Floyd did
house
all the
moving.
work up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did because, well, he had the farm down at the foot.
Yeah.
So we used to talk to the chickens and stop by his farm. And,
Yeah. So you're telling us a bit about summer life for a kid in Port
Yeah.
Stanley. Tell us a bit more about it.
so
Well,
just
you-
summer
yeah,
life
sorry.
was summer life would have been just that's off school season, right?
yeah, pretty much.
And you'd be here for pretty much the duration.
Yeah,
of-
you'd be the minute you got out of school until the day before you had to go back
And you did that every year,
every year.
all your life.
Pretty
Pretty
much
much.
until I took about 5 years off. I was living in Toronto and had a job and it wasn't a good time for me to go home because it was week. I had different days off and stuff. So I was a flight attendant, so I was out of the country most of the time.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just
So
a different time.
So it would be pretty easy for us to just sort of get a record of your early memories, and then you can just lead through summer by summer. What you can remember.
Of the summer,
What's the earliest memory that you have?
we went to the post office every day. My mother's mother wrote letters, and it was wartime or just after. So if there were a spare piece of paper, a bag or something that she could write on, she would, because she was saving. Her brother had been killed in the First World War, so she was pretty cognizant of the loss that had happened. So
And
was-
where was the post office in
post
those
office
days?
was where the bar is. My memory's not as good as it has been. Right by the bridge. There was a
So-
movie theater,
Yeah,
a
782 is
laundromat,
now the bar.
Yeah.
and a post office.
Oh, in that same building?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little post office.
Mm.
Yeah. Just anything for hoard. Just nothing today, dear.
And would you walk down to the post
Oh, yeah.
office? Yeah. That was part of
Well,
the day's activity.
you walked over here a couple of times a day too. It wasn't a big deal. You could hitchhike if your mom didn't know.
Well, and you've mentioned you were friends with Katie Anderson, so you must, that's way over in Orchard Beach.
Well,
That's the other side of the
I met
village.
through Angel Pocock, actually. Angel and I had met each other in London, and she said, "You got a cottage in Port?" "Yes, so do I." So she said, "Well, why don't you come on over?" So then we started around with the Smiths and the Andersons, and
Where was the Pocock's cottage?
it's up. Okay, behind. If you go past Smiths,
Yeah, up
and
Brayside.
up,
Yeah.
Don't ask me street names. I
Yeah,
still don't know.
exactly.
Yeah, right up. They were up there on the, let's see, third in, I think.
Yeah.
Just where Laura used to live, actually next door to there.
So I'm trying to remember when the bridge, the lift bridge that we have today, that would have been after, wouldn't it? This time that you're going back and forth?
I think it is a new bridge.
No, the lift bridge that goes across the Kettle Creek there. Was that the same bridge that we have today?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what year was that?
Yeah, it was right around when you were a kid, or
Yeah.
maybe just before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I can remember coming down on the LMPS and walking up to the cottage.
Yeah. So did you take a train back and forth to London?
Yes.
Quite often? Yeah.
Not often, but like
Yeah.
if my grandfather couldn't bring us,
Yeah.
then my aunt and my grandma we'd
And
come down.
was your dad going back and forth to?
He was, no,
Oh.
I was the first child,
Oh, yeah.
first grandchild, so I was with my grandmother
Right.
as soon as, because my mom had my brother
Right.
3 years later, so she'd had enough.
So you wouldn't travel on the train by yourself then?
No, I did to Woodstock, to my other grandparents, but no, you came down here with your family, but it was quite fun. And then you'd walk and go past Gillard's farm and through Skunk Hollow.
Oh, tell us about Skunk Hollow. Where's that?
It was a little dampish. It was where, I don't know if you want to hear this or not.
We do.
Oh, it's where all the new homes are.
Kokomo?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was quite damp in there. We used to go catch toads and pollywogs and
Yeah.
everything else that we could catch.
There was open water there
Yeah.
at the time? Okay.
Swampy.
Well,
Swampy.
it's all swampy.
Very swampy. It was, it was, we didn't spend much time down there, let's put it that way. We didn't have to, except unless we were coming over here, and then I was older by then too. As a small child, you didn't go to the main beach unless you had an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of the rules.
But would you go to Erie Rest with your friends, or only with
Not
an
often,
adult?
we would
Yeah.
only go if it were rough.
Yeah.
Because Bob had a boat so he could water ski,
Mm.
and it was always calmer at Little Beach.
Oh, at Little Beach,
And
yeah.
Little Beach was Little Beach.
Yeah, but a lot smaller.
We as kids sat on the deck and on the wharf thing, and the Aunt Connie would lie on the beach, and she'd be with one of the other mothers. She was usually pregnant, bless her heart, so they'd dig a hole for Aunt Connie so her back could be tanned when she went to the hospital. We had more darn fun, we really did. It was, there were the Baldwins and just sort of everybody that played together, just.
So when you came to Port in the summer, you had a whole group of friends here that different from your friends
Yes.
at school
Yeah,
and in London.
Totally
yeah.
different, yeah.
Yeah. And then you kept coming, you mentioned a few years when you didn't, but into your 20s and stuff, you kept coming down
Oh, I
here?
really did then,
Yeah.
yeah. Into my later 20s, I had an accident and I came here to heal, I guess it was.
Mhm.
I had been attacked by a dog, so.
Oh, boy.
And as a flight attendant, they didn't like you with stitches all over your face, so
Oh, gosh.
I just came to port and that, I think that did it for me. I loved it. A friend of mine came with me and we went somewhere down some back road or out to visit some farm or something every day. And we had a wonderful time. So I thought this was good. And I like the cottage life. I like the bare feet and blue jeans, and
Yeah.
like putting a skirt on and high heels is a little much.
So you worked as a flight attendant, though, high pressure job and on the go all the time.
Yeah, it was. It was a great job those days.
And then did you always think you'd retire back here?
No, I thought I'd retire in Portugal, to tell you the
Oh.
truth, because I was very fond of Portugal. But when my dad gave me the cottage, then I sure thought about it.
Mhm.
I had a house in London, and I thought, oh boy, get rid of that really fast, and I'll just come down here and I'll turn the cottage into a home, and that'll be that.
Because it was a winterized home.
It wasn't.
It was not. No.
So I thought, well, I'll just winterize it. I'll sell the one in London, come down and winterize it. Then I met my partner, and things changed, and we built the house.
So what happened? You knocked down the house that was there and
We
rebuilt?
took it down to the corner because you could do that, and it saved taxes or something. I forget what the saving was at that point, but if you left one wall standing or one corner,
Mm-hmm.
then you were renovating versus building.
And when would that have been that you rebuilt your cottage?
2009, 99,
Oh, yeah.
2000, 2001.
Yes, it would have fairly
Gordon Melandy
sophisticated.
built it. Yeah,
They'd had strict rules by then.
yeah,
Are you close to a slope on that?
very close.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's a large lot, but it's all tiered. So actually, we used to say to Skip Taylor that if we could just get a zip line
Down to his
down
place.
to his place. Yeah, I'll meet you in a few minutes. We'll just zip down. Because I looked down onto his, and
Okay.
then I could see Lynn's house, Lynn Osborne too. So, well, we had a pretty good bunch over there too.
So when you came as a child, it was still your grandmother's cottage?
Yes.
And was she there all summer as well?
She
or-
would be there until the 15th of August, and that's when hay fever started apparently. So she'd go up north then.
Yeah.
But
Is that where her home was?
no, if they lived in London, she'd go up north.
Oh, just to
for
a
hay
resort or
fever
something.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And so that with her gone, you wouldn't be able to be.
Oh yeah, then my dad had come down,
Oh, okay.
and so we'd come in, but I spent a lot of summers with my grandparents at Port, and I think it's I can remember my uncle and aunt pulling me up that hill, and let me tell you, Mitchell Hill was a big hill
Pulling you like in
in a wagon,
a wagon. Okay.
and yet I couldn't walk it now, but
It's a steep hill.
oh, it is, and it was always eroding off the front of Sam's, and it was clay, so it could get a little slippery. But
So you remember the post office when
Yeah.
you were very young. What as we move forward in time, what is your next big memory? Any significant things that happened here in Port that you could?
every Friday night we went to, when we were younger, we went to the drive-in, and there'd be 2 driving and 3 or 4 in the trunk.
The one at
Oh.
Union,
Yeah.
at the Fruit Ridge line.
Yeah.
What do you mean 2 or 4 in the trunk? What does that mean?
And then you didn't pay.
How did you get away with that? Don't they have to come out of the
Easy.
trunk?
Yeah, you just sort of waited
It's
a little
dark.
bit. And, yeah, it was dark. It opened the trunk a bit. Yeah, out we came. Anyway, everybody got in like that. They got 2 fares, but whoever else was there, they missed that one. But we did. We went there, and then we went to the Stork Club. When I was flying, I went to the Stork Club actually quite a bit.
You went dancing?
Couple of years, I was.
And you were single at this point.
Yeah.
One of the single ladies at the
Yeah.
Stork Club.
Yes, yeah, had fun.
Yeah.
I had a date, but that's where we went. It was I don't know, Port was so good then, and you sort of, everybody was kind to each other. I just said the other day, when people are moving in here now, and I didn't do it myself, so I can't say anything, but we used to go and knock on a door and say, hi, my name is, and I'm your neighbor, and not anymore. Those days are gone. I think Port, you'd go to the grocery store and you'd be half an hour because you ran into 16 people that you knew. It was just fun.
Well, it's still an amazing little village.
Oh, it is.
I'm impressed,
Yeah.
here of how many people are so friendly. Always.
Well, they are, I think, and it's funny because moving in here, somebody said, "Wait, what are you talking about? You didn't do it either." And I said, I know I didn't. What was I going to say? Come on in and look at the boxes? When I was 30, I would have had this place unpacked in an hour. I'd be ready to roll, but it doesn't work like that now. Just
So when you were a teenager coming down to the cottage, what kind of things did you do besides the beach? Like were
we
there...
went to the Stork Club. We went apple picking. We went apple borrowing.
That means you would return the apples when you were done.
Sort of. Well, I can remember one night we took the lights they put around a construction site, and they used to be coal oil.
Okay.
So there was a big hole on Schoolhouse Hill. And so we thought the lights would look really nice in the mill window. So we borrowed them and took them home. And I thought Teskey was going to have a stroke. You silly little rats, get those things.
Well.
Somebody could fall in the hole, we'll be sued. We didn't think, we just thought it would look neat.
This is
was he
John
involved?
Smith's father you're talking about.
This
Yeah.
John's dad, yeah.
So was he involved in that day?
Who, John?
No, Teskey.
Oh, Lord, no, Teskey
No.
was it?
No,
He
but
made us
knew.
take them
He knew what
back.
they were. He knew.
No, we just came home with them, so look
Oh.
what we got.
All right.
Take them back.
Oh.
Somebody's gonna fall in that hole.
And did you?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we took them. Yes,
Yeah,
we
you
took
took
them
them
back.
back. Okay, good.
Yeah, Teskey said, if a parent said do it, you did it. Yeah, reasonably.
Well, tell us about Teskey, because I've heard his name several times, and
He was
John talked.
just a great guy.
Yeah.
He really, really was. He was, his head was going all the time. He was, how he thought up to bring that mill up the hill, and it's just, and it was always in progress. It was never.
It wasn't
never,
a quick job for sure.
Lord, no, it was, I don't think it was ever finished unless John couldn't finish it either. Like nobody could finish the mill, I don't think.
Always something more you could
Yeah.
do, I guess.
What do you remember about where the mill was in that? Did you go and see it when it was being moved at all?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't know it had been moved before I met them. I haven't been up there for a couple of years. I was up there not well, just before COVID,
Mm.
when Colleen was down. But that's a fascinating place, and John certainly did a ton
Mm-hmm.
in his father's stead. It's
You probably remember a few parties there from
yeah,
your youth.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. John would be there.
Well, John would be there, and Judy and
His sisters, yeah.
Colleen, and Joe never showed up. She was ahead of the kids. Joanne, the sister, but the three younger ones were there. He'd have good parties up there. Yes, and Teskey and Teen might be right there. Mr. and Mrs. Smith could be home, and that would be.
But they let them have the parties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We went there. We went to Campbell's. Went to our place. It just.
Yeah.
There was always somewhere to go and something to do.
The kids were making their own fun and having fun together.
Yeah, we had a great time together. We really did. We'd sneak out at night, and go swimming, and they knew right well where we were. But
What about the businesses downtown, like where there are places to eat or places that you remember going to buy things? Or
yes, there was a jewelry store,
oh,
Dempsey's,
Yeah.
and then
remind us, where was Dempsey's?
I'm trying to think if it. I think it's where Two Forks is across. There were 2 or 3 stores across from there, and there was Brown's Nook, and that I just thought of her. That's where we used to go for ginger ale and stuff.
Brown's Nook.
That was across from Elliott's drugstore. We had pineapple ice cream, orange pineapple, which I thought was wonderful stuff.
That was your favorite, was it?
I think somebody else mentioned the orange pineapple. Must have been a big deal.
Oh,
yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Well, it was
It
because
was a unique flavor, probably. At that
well, you
time.
couldn't get it anywhere else. And then, of course, Shaw's came in. That was quite an event. But
You remember when Shaw's opened?
yep,
Wow.
Where it is lit now,
Yeah.
its present location.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You
that
mentioned Shaw before having a cottage up
well,
by.
that was another Shaw.
Oh, okay.
That was they were from London.
Okay, different family.
Yeah, different family.
Sorry.
Actually, Bob was working with Habitat for Humanity, just as a volunteer. So
And Bob was.
the Shaw
Okay.
that
Bob Shaw.
lived there. So we saw lots of pieces from cottages and old. Everybody has old stuff. The stuff that went out of here was just the old stuff. I thought, oh my God, it was just enough. There were so many things that had to go from my youth that you just think, just once you've been in a place your family has for your lifetime for 100 years, it's got
Things
a
collect for sure.
lot of collections in there.
What did your parents or grandmother talk about how it had changed over the years?
My grandmother loved it. My dad's mom loved it here. My mother didn't like it particularly well because she was not barefoot, like blue jeans, and we didn't have a washer and dryer, and Dad loved it, and I guess for men it was a little bit easier. I could have cared less. I found a washer in somebody's garbage and took it home and hooked it up to the kitchen sink, and so I had a washer. I mean,
You're
just-
our kind of person.
it just didn't.
But your mother was more a city.
Yeah, she was a city girl,
Yeah.
and I
She's-
certainly am not. So it's just, to me, it was fun. I could have cared less, as long as the place was clean
Yeah.
and you could move around. Like this is not how I normally live, honestly. But
Well, you'll get there. You
I
just
will.
moved in.
You just moved, and on camera you can't see that there's boxes
Good.
still
It's actually
unpacked.
quite
It looks
nice.
perfect. Yeah.
they're all paintings. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
As a traveler, I finally realized that it's time you buy paintings. That's easy to get home. So I've got the mother load. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but
Well, you've got quite a bit of wall space
I do.
here. Yeah. Yeah. I think you'll give them
Yeah.
up.
So
Yeah.
lucky that.
So your grandmother had the cottage for how long before you came along?
I was born in 43, so from 23 to 43.
Yeah.
they'd had it. So my dad had pretty much been raised there as a summer person.
Mm-hmm.
And then in those days, you could drive right past our cottage and go right straight through to Dutton. And my mother was from Dutton,
Mm.
so he could leave the beach and be there to pick her up to go wherever.
Okay.
So that's the road that's in the lake now.
That, yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's where I had my
George Street
first
ends.
cigarette, yeah.
And there's a gully now, and
Was
then
there ever?
Yeah.
and were you around? You weren't around for that.
Oh,
time.
yeah,
For when it washed out.
yeah.
Well, tell us about that.
But just what, it was
Must have been
getting
a big
pretty close
storm.
to the edge.
Okay.
And there used to be dog fights out there.
Oh dear.
I know, it's not nice, but every Saturday night there was I really didn't know what it was, but my mother would be so upset.
Mm-hmm.
But you could go right straight through, and then we all decided when we were about 10 we needed to learn how to smoke. So we went out as far as where the road used to be
Mm-hmm.
to practice. And I remember my dad driving by, and I thought, oh God, I'm dead. If he catches me, it's going to be all over.
Did he not smoke?
No. Well, he smoked cigars, but I was
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be smoking.
10.
So, anyway, they put the road, put up the last railing, and it was just pretty close to the edge. And then we came back the next spring, and it was closed.
Okay.
It just
It washed out during the winter.
we used to go down to the clay banks a lot. That
Mhm.
was another thing we did from Erie Rest Beach, was you could go down and get covered in clay and then come back like the frozen man.
Dried out. And,
Dried out, yeah.
Presumably it would wash off pretty easy.
Well, it was a little harder to get off than you thought, but you could get it off, yeah. Didn't improve your bathing suit any, but that didn't matter. We had fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, that was a sort of a normal day to go down and go to the clay banks.
And what about the main beach? Like, you remember Mackey's, but what other things were down there in
Oh,
your
there was one at the
childhood?
end. What was his name? Janet Bulby.
Mm.
He
Mhm.
had a
Ice cream.
ice cream. You could get the 3 ice cream.
Yeah.
Remember the cones that held 3 ice cream
Yeah.
scoops? You could get those at his place, and he had good fries too. So you'd walk down the boardwalk, and if it were the season for the fish flies, they weren't like the ones today.
Oh.
We had the big, fat, squishy.
We think they're pretty bad today. You're saying they were worse
Oh
then?
Lord, yes.
Okay.
They were crunchy, and they had big wings. They did look like a fish. You could hold their wings, and the little body be wiggling like a fish. That's what we
Is that
got with.
how? Was that why they're called the fish flies?
Mhm.
Oh, I always
Yeah.
wondered that.
Yeah, and the lights would be up along the boardwalk because it was a boardwalk.
So tell us where the boardwalk was. Like, is it where there's kind of a paved pathway next to the
Kind of.
public washrooms today, or was it closer to the beach from that?
It was right. No, it's gone to the Stork Club. I'm trying to think. It was. Trying to think what's there now. Because I haven't been for about a year.
But was it just on
see.
what would be sand now? Like, was it between the Stork
It
Club
was-
and the lake?
Well, it was a boardwalk, and you went past Mackey's, and then there was a bathhouse
Mm-hmm.
where you could go in, and if you put a nickel in, you could see a girl in a bathing suit on one of those things. The boys like to do that.
Not someone changing.
Not what?
Not somebody changing.
Oh no!
Just a
This was
picture of a
pictures.
girl in a
Just a
bathing
picture.
The
suit.
pictures. So it was
In a bathing suit.
in a bathing suit, which was pretty good. That was pretty wild stuff.
Risque. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. It's a little tamer now, but a little tamer then. It's So I'm just trying to think. I can remember going to the Stork Club as a little girl, and my mom and dad pushing me in the swing and them having a dance.
Mm.
And there'd be a lot of young couples with kids pushing the kids on the swings
Right.
because they couldn't get a babysitter to go to the dance themselves, so they could hear the music outside, and we'd be on
On the
on
swing.
the swings.
And it'd be all live bands
Yep,
in those
yeah.
days.
Oh,
eh?
good bands too, really good bands. Yeah, it was,
So your parents would stay out with you and just listen to the music?
Yeah.
Oh,
and dance.
just out.
Yeah, out there. Well, it was a cement pad
Mm-hmm.
that the swings were on, so they could dance on the cement pad, and we could play on the whirly gig and the.
Saved the price of admission too,
Yes,
I
it
guess.
did.
eh?
Yeah,
But I'm
didn't
sure
have
they-
to have a babysitter and all that
No.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
But they'd also go inside and dance.
Oh no,
Never.
we weren't. They didn't want kids inside.
No, but your parents would want to go in.
Would they go
Yep.
sometimes without you?
Sometimes
Yeah.
they'd go without us, but if no babysitter, then they'd be.
Yeah.
We all spent our fair time at the Stork Club, that's for sure.
And at that time, there wouldn't be a lot of places to hear music, would there?
Not that I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
No, there would not.
If you had a radio,
There
we
would-
would
Well,
be
you
able to
would,
be on
or
the radio, but
if
that's
I
it.
were up north with my grandmother, you could hear them at Bigwood and some of the big, what are they called?
The resorts and
Resorts,
Yeah.
up in Muskoka. They'd have the big bands up on the weekend, but other than that, no, Port was the only one that I knew that had a band like that, and it was really, like even as kids, you'd get out and sort of watch, because the women would be dressed to the nines.
And where did all these people come from? Were they coming from London, St. Thomas?
Oh,
to
London,
go to the
St. Thomas,
dances?
pretty
Yeah.
much, even Toronto.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Like there was a Ferris wheel there was a roller skating rink,
Yeah.
a bathhouse, I don't know, it was just, and people driving up and down.
And the train
the
still came
incline.
in and out.
Well,
Yeah.
the train came there, but you had the incline railway too.
Yeah.
And then Harper's was next door to it. Harper's was a hamburg place. But 5 cents to ride the incline up to
Yeah.
Picnic Hill, so that was fun.
And that was behind the casino somewhere, or behind?
That's across from Stork Club,
Okay.
next to Harper's Restaurant, which was a hamburg joint, but it did have a roof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty much the heyday, I think, for Port. Because by the time we were kids, we made our own fun, because there was only the Stork Club, pretty much. So, but we were all used to making our own fun anyway, so.
Did you go to any picnics up on Picnic Hill?
I didn't know, because I was London, and my dad had a business in London, and they didn't have a picnic that I never ever knew
Yeah.
about. So, and I didn't work for anybody in London that ever did that either, I guess, but you'd go up and see them, you'd see
Yeah.
people, and there'd always be a baseball game, or
Up on the hill.
up on the hill, there'd
Yeah.
be something, you could hear the noise, you could
Yeah.
hear voices, because there was their hill, and then Mitchell Heights Hill.
Yeah.
So you could, we went down there and used to dig for bottles, for old bottles, old glass, so we could, just something to do.
Not to get the refund, just ones that
No,
you
these would
keep
be
the old
really
bottles.
old. It was
Yeah.
sort of fun to find blue glass.
Oh yeah.
Because you could find it in the water. You always did that when you were walking. But you could see it right on the, like dig the whole bottle up, because that was a dump at one point.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Because they used to just dump the
Dump the,
village garbage
yes, yeah.
on the beach.
No, well,
Oh.
yeah, pretty close.
You know.
Whereabouts? So at the bottom of the incline railway, or whereabouts was it? All that garbage.
Actually, it wasn't the bottom. It was more Picnic Hill.
Oh,
Um,
part way up, or
just after Picnic Hill,
Yeah.
almost. You know when you go down again?
yeah.
Well,
Just they
there's a
dump it
down
from
and
the
up,
hill.
and
Okay.
The up
Yeah.
was where the dump was, and we used to find all kinds of interesting bottles and.
Yeah.
And a washing machine.
Yeah, I didn't find it there. Though.
Okay.
I found it in somebody's trash out front of their house. Yeah. You had to fill it with a pail of water too. You couldn't hook it up. I didn't know how to hook it up, so I just filled it with a bucket of water from the tap.
And then when you retired back here, did you just pick up with people you'd known before, or did you? How did you fit into the community coming back as an adult?
Well, because I had spent so much time here, once it was mine,
Mm-hmm.
I would come in maybe late March,
Mm.
we had a coal oil furnace, which was a little nippy, but we'd come down and thaw the pipes and stay the weekend, and because we had friends from Michigan and stuff, that other cottage kids that were coming. Only they might have had more heat than we did, but we'd still come down and spend the weekend. And then laterally, I would stay till probably November 3 or 4, and then I think I better go, because if we get a real freeze, I'm up the creek, because you got to blow the pipes out. So then Bob and I decided I decided I'd build, and then he came along, and so we built. It was not hard to break in, because I'd been here all my life, and I guess I pretty much knew everybody. It's because it was a small town, and this is just big now.
Yeah, tell us about the changes you've seen in Port over your time.
Don't do it.
The kitty.
The changes in Port have been many. It was a hard-working town, and when the big freighters came in, that would be more fun when we were kids, because you could hear all different languages, and sometimes the captains would let, "Baby girl, get down, please." Hey, baby girl.
This girl listens.
We could go on board the ships, and it would be just different. They'd have different things.
You'd go on those big freighters?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the men that were on the ship, presumably no women were.
No, but my dad would take us down.
Yeah.
And so he'd be with us, and he'd ask if he could go on board and bring his kids so they could see.
Wow.
And
what did you see? What was it like on the big ships?
It was pretty rough.
Yeah.
Hammocks. Certainly no beds. Those guys were not living in splendor. It was.
And they were bringing cargo in. Yeah.
And there were always ships in.
Yeah.
And then in the fall, you'd hear the grain go out of here, and it'd go all night long. You could hear it up in our place.
Wow.
The engines
while they're
driving the
offloading.
Okay.
Yeah. There was the big silos there. So yeah, it was quite a place to grow up. They had pretty much what you needed. You know, you could go to Mackey's. You could go to the Kettle Creek Inn. There were nice places to go.
Yeah.
But that sort of disappeared. Looks as if it's going to disappear again, which I hate to see. It's just
the Kettle Creek Inn, the restaurant anyway.
The restaurant,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I've known Jean for years, so it'll break her heart. But
yeah.
It's a big change, because we had the lakeside was where we really had fun. We used to go there. I can remember dancing outside that place.
Oh, tell us about the lakeside. I'm not sure where that is.
Lakeside is Buccaneer, and there used to be a square in the middle that because you could go out and dance out there. I can remember being in one of those zip suits. What do we call those things? Like a one-piece suit, and I was wet right to my knees, because the floor would be full of holes where cement was missing, and we'd dance out there just to get outside for a minute or two. It was just sort of
because the zip suit wouldn't breathe.
Oh no, it wasn't
wet. Why?
Well, because we're dancing, there's water.
Water.
It's outside, and the cement has cracked all to heck, so there are holes. So it wasn't exactly a dance floor. We just went out to get cooled off. So it was just.
So you'd step into the holes and get wet.
Yeah, just get soaked.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is this the teenage you, or where you think you lived?
That was maybe the 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they could get into the bar, then it might have been 25 even.
Okay.
Yeah.
You must have been a good dancer. You get lessons to dance? You just learned as you went.
Always fun. We all did. Well, you learned in phys ed as a kid. Yeah, that was part of the school routine. We did really have a good time down here. There was everything we needed, and one police, Mr. Weeks, sir.
And did he know all the kids?
Yeah.
The
you
good
wouldn't-
kids and the bad kids.
You wouldn't get away with much.
Well, no, we didn't really try to get away with too much. Get down to Boltonville, it was going a little the other way, but it was. He was a nice guy. He was the only police officer here, and if he wasn't on duty, I don't know who was. Cause
Did he live here?
yeah,
Oh, good.
I think he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was around a lot of the time, but it wasn't. I don't know. It was very different because it wasn't like London where the police were driving up and down Richmond Street and that sort of thing. It was a tiny village and you pretty much did what you wanted and everybody helped everybody and
So you had a lot of friends that were summer people.
yeah.
Did you also get to know the kids that lived here year round?
Not till we came back the second time.
Yeah.
Not till we moved here and then because they would have their own group. I know like Carmen, Honey and all that bunch and I are friends now.
Yeah.
But not then, because they were with their port friends, and I'd be with the cottagers. There was a great divide.
Yeah.
There was. So during the summer months, you guys wouldn't hang out with each other?
Not with the people that lived in port, no.
Hmm.
Well, no, because we all came from away,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a different lifestyle for us than it was for them.
Was there economic reasons for that, or
Yeah, there were
there was? Okay.
some pretty serious ones, really, but
Mm-hmm. So the kids that were living here didn't have
kids
access to
didn't
the
have.
same.
They had to go away to school, like into St. Thomas. They couldn't stay in. There was no big arena to go skating in. They didn't have what the city kids had growing up, and that was pretty sad. And we just figured everybody had it, but they didn't. So it was. And I think being a fisherman here was no day at the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a tough life, and now I know it was a tough life, but be gentle. Yeah. It's just very. Yes, have you not talked to any? You did talk to Carm, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
You should talk to Honey Hopper.
Okay.
She's the one with the real knowledge
Good.
of port, and she's still. We used to go once a week. We used to go down to the Barnacles on Wednesday night for
The
wings.
wings night.
Yeah, wings, yeah, wings and half price wine. Yeah, and so we'd go in there and her grandfather had built that, so she knew that was so and so's house and that was somebody else's house and he did that and she did this. So a lot of the port stuff I've learned from her.
So when you moved back full time, that's when you got to know people that lived here full time.
Because the people here had built the house too. We had, on purpose, we had a guy from town build it.
Yeah.
Gordy Melendi, I don't know whether you know Gord or not. Gord built 2 or 3 homes up there and a few on the beach and stuff. He's from Newfoundland. So he knew the layout of waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
So he came up with some pretty different stuff. My house the house I just left,
Yeah.
is very different from, I wouldn't have come up with it. It was Gordon. He was used to the hills and the valleys of Newfoundland, so that's how he built the homes that he built for us here too. So
Now, I may be wrong, but your cat was trying to point out to this picture that you have on your bureau right there.
that's a cottage.
Is that the cottage?
That's
The house you've just moved from?
that's not the one.
That's back when it was the
That's
cottage.
back when it was the cottage.
Before you rebuilt
Can
it.
I bring that into the camera? We'll probably insert it as well.
Well, that was actually my brother drew that.
Cam is a pretty good artist.
He's a very good artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about you? Do you do some art too?
No, I'm
No.
just like my dad. I can draw a straight line. My mom and my brother and sister are both good artists.
Wow.
All were. But no, it's not my long suit. I just collected paintings. Cam said, "My God, I don't know where you got all these things." I said, "I know, Boo. It's just." I just picked them up along the way. Now I got to hang them.
Oh, that makes it home once you get your pictures
I think
up.
that'll make
Yeah.
you feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just. But it was. This was a great town, and it was well run.
Yeah.
When we came, we had free water, and now apparently it's the biggest problem in Port. So they tell me
Expensive,
here.
yeah.
So I. You know,
But
it's
you're
just-
still here, so you must still love it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm a real Port kid. I just.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Well, I've lived in. This was. I had my 50th move before I did this last one,
Wow.
and this better be the last one.
No more Portugal ideas.
No. No more Portugal. Yeah. I said I'm probably living next door. I'm going to live next. I'm watching them build it.
Yeah, the new
So-
extended care.
New extended care. I had one of the girls from there up yesterday, and she was saying, "It's just going to be so different." And that was another part of Port that was so good.
Hmm.
I remember my mom had been in a home in London, and I said, "Mom, I can't come up here every day."
If you
Come
brought
to
her over
Port.
to extended care.
Yeah, I said, "If you come to Port, then I'll be there every day."
Yeah.
So, and as I say, she didn't like Port particularly well in her latter years, or in her former years.
Mm-hmm.
So she did come, and they treated her like a queen.
Hmm.
And it was so different. London was so regimented, and you're on the second floor, and you couldn't get out. Here you could get out, and Kathy Cook would take them all. We'd all take people in our cars because it was legal then, and go out to a fishing hole somewhere so the men could fish.
Hmm.
And they'd take Alan would play the guitar and sing, and so that there were things for them to do. The seniors, and it was
Mm-hmm.
they loved it. It was, and everybody that worked there was a Port kid, so it was really. She'd have fish fries, and like that is not going to happen, not again. It's just the little girl that was here yesterday said, "Oh boy, it's." She said half of them aren't from Port now, so
Hmm. The world changes, eh? Yeah.
it does it ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this was really a well thought out town. I think you had what you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And good people running it, and people were very loyal.
Mm.
Like if you came, you shopped here.
Mm-hmm.
That was fair ball. It's getting a little harder to do that now with the price of everything, but you were loyal. I guess my first dog
Mm.
was a Prothero Special.
Oh.
The kids went down, all the cottage kids, my friends' children, went down the road and came back with this puppy and said, "Here, Whip, you got to have this." And I said, I had just been attacked by a dog. I thought, no, I don't think that's a good idea. "Oh yeah, you got to have. He won't bite. His teeth will fall out." That's great. So I had a Prothero Special for a dog for
What'd you call
15
that
years.
dog?
Harold.
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 And you do love dogs again. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love dogs. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So I had 3 after that, and then now I've got cats.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that works better in an apartment, I think.
Well, it does, yeah. Although you could have a little guy,
You could.
but this one's they're all rescues, so
Yeah.
that's
And she's
That's-
a beautiful cat.
she's been something else here. I'm telling you, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I can call you Whip then. Is
Yes.
that? Thank you, Whip. Whip.
That is my
That's your nickname here.
that's
Isn't it?
my nickname.
Well, thank you so much for doing this for us
You're
today.
welcome.